Stop being an NPC in your own life. What am I talking about? Well, let's take the analogy of a game and life. You only get one playable character. That's all you get. One playthrough, no redos. Now, some of your stats are set at birth, and then everything that happens to you has an impact, and then everything you do, every choice you make after that, either improves or makes worse your particular playthrough. Now, what do I mean by being an NPC? Well, NPCs, they really only do certain things. They're very set. They have the same dialogue. They go through the same motions. There's no growth for an NPC. They just do the same things over and over. Now, don't say your game has AI. We're not talking about that. They just do the same things over and over. And that's what happens to a lot of people. They're given one playable character, and yet they're still stuck on base and bog standard settings. You see, the game of life has missions that everyone has to do. Everyone has to go through them. Everyone has to provide for their family. Everyone has to eat. Everyone has to grow old. All these things they have to do. Those are non-negotiable. But the people who really live life, people who level up, they make missions for themselves. They don't just sit around doing the same things every day, expecting anything to change, because it won't. You do the same thing over and over, you're going to get the same result over and over. That's really how life works. You know, you want to learn to play guitar, you got to put in the work. You make that mission for yourself, and then you make steps going forward, playing, to achieve that mission. You want to... I'll wait till this plane flies by, jeez. Commercial airliner coming in for a landing. It's cold here, not where I'd want to be. Or at least not where I'd want to be landing. So you have to make these missions. Let's say you want to learn to be a good cook for your family. That's a mission. You set that goal for yourself. You take steps to achieve it. You're leveling up your player character, the only player character you get. You're not doing the same things over and over. You're not going to the same boring job that you hate without making goals and moving towards getting out of that. You're not sitting at home watching the same shows every night, eating the same food every night, and having the same conversations every night. Now, maybe that's what you want in life. Maybe you enjoy the life of an NPC. I'm not one of those people. So, I make missions for myself. Matter of fact, we're covering a couple of those missions right now. One, I want to take better care of my health, so we're on a walk. Pardon the sniffling, it's quite cold. Another mission I've set for myself is I want to change the position my wife and I are in, where we're living, what we do for a living. This is part of that. I'm also running some tests on this camera and seeing what it can really do. But I'm on a mission. I'm on several missions. Now, don't get too distracted on missions, because there are things that you still have to do. But just don't be an NPC in your own life. You have one player character and you need to play it, because we're all going to the same place. We're all going to end up here. All of us, every last one of us, you all end up here. Now, we know we're all going to end up here, but if you don't live life, take control, try to make changes, and don't settle for scrolling TikTok all night, every night, and then going to the same job you hate, you're not living, you're not playing that one player character you've been given. Now, I know there are responsibilities, there are things we have to do, but always be making missions for yourself. Always have goals. Always have something you're working on. Because the only time humans are really, truly happy is when they're growing, when they're learning. Not when they're just putzing along, waiting to get here. So that's your food for thought for the day. I'll see you again soon. Not gonna lie, coming back, the wind kicked up. It is brutally cold on my face and legs. At least the puffer's helping, but always rethinking my life choices. No, it's just brutally cold on this trip back. I had to park really far away. So, yeah, hope you enjoy me nearly freezing on this walk. See you soon.